and good morning to Kuwaitians. So first, I would like to thanks everyone and to all the participants and our AIHR team who has organized such a big platform and given us a huge opportunity to represent our tool. And then the base is where we can help all the Kuwaitians and to help to basically change the process of hiring with the help of our AI ML engine and our tech assessment platform and basically non-tech as well. So basically the Kuwaitization in private sector, basically I would like to discuss and would like to talk about. So the main reason behind unemployment of Kuwaitis is that Kuwaitis are not considering for private sector jobs due to various reasons. So proposed solution with the help of AIHR Kuwait. So basically, with each new opening of private sector, our AI-based application will screen the Kuwaitis first, and then next priority will be given to citizens of less demographical percentage countries candidates. And to support Kuwaitization, background verification will be made in private sector or public sector into effect, and almost with the fake or forged certificates can be replaced by Kuwaiti nationals immediately. So this is the change that we are going to make with our platform and with the help of our AIHR Kuwait team. And the screening and competency test can be done with the latest AI technology that we have with the minimal human bias. And now I'm going to tell you about the Otomeyr, what the product that we have and how we can make a big change here. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. So we're gonna consult. So Otomeyr basically is a Singapore-based company, and we are into this industry from last 20 years. But we have launched this product on the basis of the market needs and the needs that come up from the corporates and even public sectors as well. So we are going to consulting on assessment strategy and digital transformation, and parallelly we can help you in hiring the best fit for job. So we are going to reduce the time taken to find the right talent basically. So it won't take much of time with the use of Otomeyr. It won't take much of time to basically hire a right fit in a particular time frame. If you got a particular time frame, you will be it will be very useful for you. And then matching the right candidate with the right skill set is a big issue these days. So we gonna cover this all in the product showcase. So I'll be presenting my screen. I'll take you a quick walkthrough of our product. So let's say, so basically Otomeyr, we have three products in our bucket. So one is online assessment platform, then we have an ATS in place, and then we have an audio video interaction platform basically. So let's go to AutoCode. So basically AutoCode is basically an audio video, it's an technical and non-tech assessment platform basically for hiring purpose. And then we have an ATS in place. So ATS can be used from the screening of the candidate, from shortlisting till screening, and then rolling out the offer letter. And then we have an audio video interaction platform basically, which can be used for any kind of technical hiring purpose basically, where let's say we are having a meeting on Zoom, right? So what in audio video in Duo Code, what will happen, there will be a code editor with a whiteboard. So let's say you are hiring for a Java developer or a Python developer. So you want a candidate to answer or write a code in front of the screen, right? And you can have n number of panelists as well. So in that case, what will happen? You can again in front of the screen, you can ask the candidate to write a code, and then you will also have an option to again edit the code and again ask the candidate to debug the code. So this is the process of Duo Code. So I'll take you through the auto code first. So let's say first we log into the credentials. it will land up to the unified dashboard. As you can see, this will give you a lot of insights, like what kind of hirings you are doing, what kind of hiring trends that's going on, and down the line 3 months, 6 months, you would want to see, let's say you have 4 or 5 recruiters in your team, right? You have different projects that you are working on, so you can assign some particular credits to all those recruiters to hire for their particular team, so that they can invite candidates on their own basis, on their own parameters. So here you can see usage trends, then we have a usage stats with the usage metrics. So here you can see the total number of consumptions done by the team, and the user hierarchy. So user hierarchy is just like, as a super user, you have an option to give the rights to sub users. So sub users, they can assign particular tests to particular candidates, and then here is a feedback. So this system totally works on our AI ML engine, and with the help of AI ML engine, the whole test will take place, and you don't have to do anything. You just need to create a test. That's it. And then this is a feedback. So feedback is where candidate post taking the test. So any whether it's private sector or public sector, so you are sharing an invite to a candidate on his email ID to take the test, right, for a particular profile that you are hiring. So feedback is where candidate once take the test gives the feedback, like how was the overall experience of the test, how he finds the test. And then here is the usage stats with the total usage trends, like how many number of candidates you have invited, how many number of candidates you have shortlisted, and the total number of tests completed till date. So now we'll create a test. So we have a cognitive, dynamic, and duo code. So cognitive is where it's a multiple choice question basically in cognitive with the programming. So you have both the options in cognitive and dynamic both. So cognitive is where you can assess candidate on particular skill set, or you can also assess candidate on multiple skill sets. So here you will also have an option to choose questions from Otomeyr library. So Otomeyr, we have an a library of 30,000 plus questions, and these questions are prepared by our industry experts. And then we have an in-house team that works on day in day out to launch a new question in our library, or they help companies to share their own set of questions and then upload in the system. So this is how we work. So then we have a dynamic test. So dynamic is a real-time adaptive test basically. In dynamic, the complexity starts increasing or decreasing on the basis of question answers given by the candidate. So let's say I'm giving an answer, and if it's right, the system will take me to the above level. If I'm giving a wrong answer, the system will take me to the lower level. And then we have a duo code. So here in these two options, you have an option to select questions from both the libraries, like from Otomeyr library, and then you have an option to upload your set of questions as well. So you can also do that. Then we have a duo code. As I told about duo code, it's an audio video interaction platform just like Zoom or Google Meet, but we have added it as a we have a code compiler with a code editor on a whiteboard, where you can ask a candidate to write a code. So we'll create a cognitive test here. So here you can see there are two kinds of tests here: private test and public test. So private test is where that you can invite candidate to those particular candidate on their particular email ID, and with the unique password. So private test is where you are asking the candidate to those particular candidate. Let's say you have posted a job and you got 50 relevant responses, right? So out of 100, you got 50 relevant responses. So you want to take the test of those 50 candidates. So then you can share the invites to them. Those candidate can take the test. Where in public test, anyone with that particular link that you are going to share with the candidate, he can forward it to his friend, he can forward it to his colleague. So they can also take the test with that particular link. There's no any unique password in public test. So now we'll create a private test. In this, we have a predefined and manual. So predefined is where, as you can see, our machine learning and AI, artificial intelligence engine will create tests for you. So how it will help you is like, let's say you have the JD handy for every requirement. I'm sure there's a JD handy, right? So you just need to upload the JD, and in manual also you just need to write a skill set, and then system, you can always go ahead and choose questions from Otomeyr library in manual and then from your own library.
Mr. Rajat,
Looks like there is a network issue. We'll join again.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
yes.
Thank you. So I was creating a, have you, like, what was the last that you guys have seen?
Private and public sector.
Okay, got it. So as I told, private, those particular candidates only take the test with the unique password. In public, anyone can take the test with that particular link. Then we have to, so let's create a private test here. So we have in private, we have a predefined and manual. So predefined is where, our AI ML engine will create a test for you. So we just need to follow simple steps. So we have to just, so for every requirement, I'm sure there's a JD handy, right? So we'll upload the JD here. So as you can see, once I upload the JD, system will automatically take the required skill sets mentioned in the JD. So we don't have to do anything. So as you can see, skill sets has been picked by the system, and then we just need to put the experience level here. So once we put the experience level, the in particular time frame, let's say this test is for 60 minutes, we can make it for 90, we can make it for 120, and in the in the last once we are doing the settings, we can also, let's say I have selected 60 minutes here, so later on I can make it as 90 as well. So we'll save and continue. So on the basis of JD and the year of experience, as you can see, the system has suggested 27 questions in 1 hour of time frame basically. So from here we just need to follow 3 simple steps. Step one is where we have to just put the basic details. We can put the basic details, let's say any company's name with the kind of test with the description. So in description you can hyperlink, you can add a logo, you can, if you would want to talk anything about the company, you can do that. And instruction is where before taking the test, goes through the instructions like what he needs to follow at the time of taking test. So step one is done. Now we are on step two. So these are the questions that has been picked by the system in 1 hour of time frame. So by AI, by on the basis of AI ML engine, these many questions has been picked. So as you can see, all the questions are mentioned here is as wealth percentage, right? So wealth percentage is where the basically the freshness of the question. So see, the wealth percentage is very less here. So this means this question has been used by many recruiters in the past. So recruiters are basically automated recruiters who are using this tool basically. So among those, this question has been used by many recruiters. So we can go ahead and we can delete this question. So this question has been deleted, and now we can also see some more questions with more wealth percentage. That means these questions are very fresh in Otomeyr library and has not been used by any of the recruiter in the past. And parallelly, we can see these are the MCQ questions. So we have MCQ and programming both. So in MCQ, we can see the question with the correct answer. So there is a correct answer also written. So you don't have to do anything. You can just see the wealth percentage and you can select the questions. And parallelly, all the questions are defined in 3 complex levels. So these are the complexity levels of the question. So you can see all the questions are derived in 3 complex level: easy, moderate, and advanced. So let's say I want to add one advanced question or 2 advanced question I want to add. I can just go ahead and I can see the question. So now I'll be adding these 2 questions. Now it will be showing you as 28 number of questions. So now 2 MCQ question has been added, and then parallelly you can choose questions from your own library. So these were the questions. So in MCQ we have 30,000 plus questions. You can see we have 30,000 plus questions. These are very fresh questions, in basically in technical and technical background for technical, and then we have also have a non-tech background as well. So you can also do that. So choose from library. So you can also go ahead and you can upload your set of questions with the correct answer, and then you can also choose questions from your own library. Then we have a programming question. So programming is where the system has in 1 hour of duration, the system has selected 2 programming questions. So the wealth percentage is very less here. So I would want to add any other question. It's 56% wealth. So I can just go ahead and delete it. Then I'll be choosing so then I'll be choosing an advanced level. So in advanced, I'll choose this question and I'll add selected. So as you can see, one more new question has been added from our library with 72% of wealth. And then we have a subjective. Subjective is where in a particular subjective is just to check the hands-on skills of the candidate. Like you want to discuss or you want to ask the candidate to write about any of the topic or anything. You can ask the candidate to write about any topic or his past experience or anything. So subjective is just a kind of manual we have just added into the system. So let's say as a recruiter you want to just check the past experience of the candidate, you can do that. So we'll save and continue here. So am I audible? My screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks. So now we are, so question, step 2 is done. So questions we have selected. So 28 questions we have selected, and we have also have shuffled the questions. So in all the candidates who will be giving the exams or taking the test, so there will be shuffle kind of thing where all 28 questions that we have selected. So those questions will be shuffled between the candidates. They won't be getting on the same format. So we have then on the settings page, we are on settings page. So we can put the schedule date and time, the start date and end date with the test duration. So now here also we can go ahead and we can change the duration. If I want to make it as 1 hour 30 minutes, I can do that. And cutoff is where you are giving the cutoff marks to the candidate. So it's the cutoff for overall passing the test. So let's say I'll give the cutoff as 75%. So we'll put a cutoff, and question weightage is where let's say you are hiring for a fresher or you are hiring for any other blue collar profiles or any kind of profiles that you may be hiring. You can give more weightage to MCQ, like multiple choice questions. And let's say you are hiring for a technical profile or you are hiring for senior developer or senior programmer, then you can give more weightage to programming questions. So question weightage depends on the overall test. Like let's say 90% I have given in programming. So if it clears 2 programming questions, then this percentage of cutoff will be above all the candidates. So we'll save and continue here. So these are the USPs that we have. So this is one of the USPs that you want to track the candidate at the time of taking the test. So let's say here in proctoring, we use geolocation of the candidate. So you can switch on the geolocation at the time of taking test. So once the candidate start taking the test, he needs to switch on the geolocation. Eyeball detection, we use retina scan technology here, where we check the eyeball movement of the candidate, like and we also check the multiple faces. So if the system captures multiple faces or there will be an eyeball movement of the screen, let's say here and there, if there will be any kind of eyeball movement, the system will capture, and then there will be a disable copy paste. So you can also disable copy paste. So once you disable copy paste, the candidate cannot copy paste in the system at the time of taking test, and then we can capture a screenshot. So screenshot will be captured every 8 seconds once you start taking the test. And then we have an enable full screen. So enable full screen means he cannot come out of the screen where he's taking the test. So he cannot change the tab, he cannot move out of the screen till he submits the test. And number of screen allowed, let's say you are hiring for a good programmer and you want to allow him to search on the Google or anything, then you can you can switch off the enable full screen and you can allow him. We'll save and continue. So now here are the candidate details. These are the default fields. So as you can see, before candidate starts taking the test, he needs to fill all the default fields like full name, email, mobile number, and passport, or like anything. So you want to add anything, you can ask the candidate. Like you can also go ahead and you can add it from the default field, or you can add it according to your requirement. So before this candidate start taking the test, they need to fill the below details. Then we can publish the test. So once we publish the test, we can, if we have 4 or 5 candidates, we can put the email IDs here. And then let's say if we have, let's say I'll put my email ID. And let's say if we have bulk candidates in bulk, then we can always go ahead and upload in CSV or Excel file. So now the candidate is invited and your work is done. As a recruiter or as a hiring manager, your work is done. So we have invited the candidates. As you can see, now we have to go and see the test overview. So this is all done from as a recruiter. Your work is done. Now once the candidate takes the test, so let's say we have taken a test, right? So I want to see the overall results of the candidate. So let's say full stack developer. I want to see we have invited 11 candidates and test taken by 11 candidates and shortlisted are 9 candidates. So I'll go ahead and see the results of the candidate. So as you can see, it's very self-explanatory. It's as simple as that. Green are the candidates who have cleared the cutoff, and red are the candidates who have not been able to clear the cutoff. So this candidate, he has not she has not given the test, so it's not showing here. So green are the candidates. You can see those who have cleared the cutoff, and from now I want to see still I want to check like who's the right fit, or who's or if I want to say I want to see any one of the profiles. I can go to Rajat, let's say, and I can see the geolocation of the candidate with the required fields, like how was the feedback, how was the overall experience of the candidate, and then question details. So as you can see in MCQ, we can see figure is the correct answer, but candidate has marked as object. Here alt is the correct answer, but candidate has not marked, he has not attempted this particular this thing. So green are all the correct answers in MCQ. In coding, we can see so one of the USPs that we also have in coding is like let's say out of 11 candidates that I was showing you, 9 have cleared the cutoff, right? And it may happen 9 out of 9 have got 100 out of 100 in test case. So it may happen every candidate has scored 100 out of 100 in test cases score, right? And but still you want to see who is the right fit, but who is better programmer, or whose coding quality is much better as compared to those 9 candidates. So in this way, we are giving you a GCVS score. So in that case, we are giving you a GCVS score. That's a global code verification system. So this GCVS score is given on the basis of code quality of the candidate. So code quality is based on the code reliability, code maintainability, and code security. So these are the bugs. You can see when the candidate has written a code, I can see the answer. So these are the bugs in the code that the candidate has written, and here is the overall GCVS score of the candidate. So with this GCVS score, you can still see who's the right fit, who's the correct, who's a good programmer amongst all the candidates. Then we have a video analysis details. Video analysis is where you can see the candidate who is taking the test. So it's a violated frame basically. So this candidate has violated the frame, means it's a cropped video where candidate has done malpractice. There will be a multiple faces. As you can see, there is a multiple faces that has been seen in the video. So and there will be an off screen. See, the candidate is talking to someone, right? So this has been captured in the system, and it's a cropped video. We are not going to share you a full video of the candidate because it's very difficult to access that video, but he's talking and he's viewing something, he's discussing with someone. So there's a malpractice done by the candidate. Then we have a screenshot. So once the candidate start taking the test, the system takes the screenshot every 8 seconds. How he's writing and how he's performing at the time of taking test, that screenshot will, you can also go ahead and see. Then we have a score overview. Score overviews and MCQ details are programming details. So here is the overall results of the candidate with, and then you can download the reports as well. So here in this, the candidate has scored 85.5% total score that he has scored. And the best part is this, and you can see this candidate is ranked, he has been bagged 3rd rank out of 11 candidates. And here you can you can download the link, you can share it to the recruiters. With this link can be downloadable in offline and online mode both, but in online you can see the overall results, and offline also you can see the overall results. No one needs to come to Otomeyr, or and let's say you want to share it to your IT head or the project head. You can just go ahead and share the link. They can go ahead and see the link of the candidate, like how he has performed in the test, and then you can decide for the further rounds of interview. So this is all about that we have in our bucket for AI assessments, and basically for hiring purpose. And so that supports full-fledged AI ML on the basis of AI ML engine, on the basis of the skill sets, or let's say you're hiring for non-tech as well. This will be very helpful for you. So anything that you would want to ask, or anything that you would want to talk about? Any queries that you guys have?
This is Omer here. How many candidates can I simultaneously have interviews for?
So this system is auto scalable. There's no any limitation to that. So let's say you want to assess 10,000 candidates also at one go, you can do that.
Okay.
And we are working with some of the big, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So we are working with some of the biggies whose scalability increases, like McCafe, Odessa, Vistion Global, Arvind Internet, Crisil. So their auto scalability automatically increases, because let's say this month they have taken 5,000 tests. So next month they must be taking 7,500 or 8,000 tests. So it depends. So the system is auto scalable. You don't have to wait for us to do something. It's it depends. Like you want to take above 10,000, 15,000 tests also, you can do that.
I find the solution very effective for school and colleges.
School and colleges everywhere. Like this implementation we have done in lot of universities. Before they start their campus placement, or they start their admissions, or for non-tech hirings as well, for technical hiring as well. So this settings and this proctoring settings and all these things will be very useful to see who's the right fit, because it doesn't take any recruiter's time. You don't have to waste the time. You just see the results, and you can go ahead and have the next round of interview, and you can or you can have an onboarding session with the candidate.
Yeah, what I meant was, like, even the schools can use it for their exams. That's what I meant actually.
So yeah. So those things are happening. Those things are happening.
Thank you very much.
Schools can be used, or any institution can use it. Any questions or anything that someone want to add, or someone want to discuss, or
Yeah, I have a
Rajat, do you have any
question.
clients? Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a question for you, Rajat.
yeah, Mr.
Regarding
Hi.
this technology, I noticed when I was doing my research that there's so many technology companies,
Yeah.
um, and as we say, I guess there's always enough for everybody to go around when there's enough for everybody. But
Okay.
um, how do you get your share of the pie in terms of what sets you apart from all of these other companies, and what is your marketing strategy, and also how do you push your brand forward to make sure that you give the best product and also distinguish yourself from all the other companies that are out there?
So the marketing strategy is just like the customer experience that the customers are getting, right? So once they are getting onboarded, or let's say you have a particular requirement, right? So we'll be catering that requirement. We'll try to cater that requirement to the customer and
Your screen froze up. Hello? Yeah. Anyone else notice that the
Yeah, I think he's having a network issue.
okay. Okay, then well, maybe he'll come back to me on that.
Because as I understood, they are doing even for programming competency test. So it is the most critical.
Yeah, I saw that.
That one they are
Yeah, I saw that.
already solving. So other industry it will be
Yeah.
very easy to implement.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will
Okay.
join back.
I have a question. I would like to know regarding the business model for this kind of technology. Is it on a subscription basis, or is it more towards a package given to HR on a customized basis?
It is a subscription basis. 1 minute. He will explain. Mr. Rajat?
yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
So there was a power disconnect in between. Sorry for that. So I was talking about the marketing strategy. Yeah.
Shall I interrupt? Actually, what Mr. Abdullah is asking, what is your specialty? What is your selling point of the technology? How you will compete with other players? What specialty you have in AI?
Yeah, so that is what I was talking about, like the support we have, and then technologies that we support, and the basically the question bank that we have. That's a very unique question bank that doesn't comes into market. Basically, those are unique questions that comes in our library basically. So we have an industry experts, and we have a very big team that's working on that particular library. So maybe it may happen, some players will say like we have 1 lakh questions or 2 lakh questions, but I'm telling you we have a very specific number of questions, but those questions are related to the particular skill set, or those questions are very limited into the market, and that has not been used by any of the other recruiters or any of the other companies that are there in our platform basically, and the kind of support we give to our client. The support, and there will be a customer support for 24/7, and then any issue, anything like, and it's the system is auto scalable as well. And as you can see, I have shown you the kind of proctoring setting we are having. So that's a kind of USP that we have. Proctoring is where we are saving time, cost, everything of the recruiter or the company. So let's say you are hiring, let's say you want to hire 1,000 candidates in one go. This system will help you out. This system will save your time, money, and everything. And the USPs that we have is the proctoring that we have, and then the kind of library that we have, and then the support that we have.
Great. How about with like you said, you can do 1,000 interviews or whatnot with mass recruiting for lower level positions. Can you guys do that?
Yeah, we can do that. It's very easy. Like some days back only, like we have done 5,000 drive for a company called CGS, computer generated solution. They have hired for call center.
Yeah.
So in one go, it can be done.
I think when I was recruiting and I first came to Kuwait, what a big hurdle was for me was this was my first exposure to the Asian accent.
Okay.
And I was working on an American government contract, and one of the requirements was that we needed like warehousemen. But one of the requirements was that they had to speak English. And I found myself going through like a set process of questions that I was getting frustrated as a person, because it was my first time, firstly, speaking to someone with an accent that's different from mine. And then secondly, going through the process of doing that with many people. And the only thing I was looking for was, can he speak English, read English, and to a level to where he can do a job? And a lot of times when you're doing that on a mass level, I tell you, it's a headache. When you have a job fair going on and you have a bunch of people, hundreds of people, and the only thing you want to do is rate him on his language, like his capability to speak English.
Yeah.
And it becomes really frustrating. You're asking a guy, what's your name? Oh, what can you do? Do you know how to drive a forklift? Can you do this? Can you do that? And then you find it's not necessarily a language barrier. Sometimes it can be his personality, and it becomes tiring.
Yeah.
So what I guess I'm asking is, can your system take care of that problem for companies and help people? Like, for example, a big contract comes up, they need 200 people at a low level, but they still need to have certain competencies to do the job. Give me the top 200. That's it.
So in that case, you can see the competency level, or you can see the you can check the level with the test you can create. So English level kind of test, English test can be created in any of the formats. And let's say we have a subjective also, right? So you want to, let's say you want the candidate to talk about any of the topic or anything. We want to check the writing skill of the candidate also. You can do that on our system in the subjective manner. And let's say you want to see the basic grammar or basic vocab of the candidate, or let's say anything about English. You can ask him to write on the MCQ, like if they can give MCQ answers, as well as we have a duo code. So duo code, you can have an audio video interview interaction with a number of panelists. So in that case, what I'll suggest you is go ahead with the normal MCQ with the subjective question. So MCQ plus subjective on English or the English proficiency, and then you can have a next round of interview on audio video interaction where it will be recorded, and you can have n number of panelists. So let's say you want to hire 200 candidates in one go. So you can take 1,000 like 500 candidates, test of 500 candidates, and then you can see who all have cleared the cutoff. So it means, let's say you are taking 500 candidates test, and out of 500, 300 have cleared the cutoff. So you will get to know like their proficiency level of English is much better than 500 candidates, right? So those 300 are automatically shortlisted, right? So out of 300, you can start taking the interviews, or you can have next round of better level of interview interaction, or better level of MCQ questions you can again shoot to them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the way this can be sorted. It's a very easy task to do that for a recruiter, and this system will help you out. Like this can you can have 10,000 candidates in one go also. You can do that.
Thank you. I appreciate the response. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Anyone else would want to add or ask something? I would be happy to answer.
Yeah, Dr. Noor. You were asking some question, right?
Yeah.
Please unmute it.
Yeah. My question is now, sorry, I was a bit late in coming in to listen to your whole presentation, but my interest is that because you are the business model for each country that you want to bring in this kind of application, is it a subscription base or is it a customized base for each particular HR?
It's basically it's a customization can be done. We can customize it. It's customizable, overall customizable. You don't have to think about it much, because basically we are here to help in Kuwaitization, right? And our AIHR team will help us in doing that, right? So this is customizable according to your requirements.
So you have like a country representative for each country? How does it work with the region?
So I'll be point of contact for Kuwait. So that is why I'm taking this ahead, and then there won't be there will be customer support for Kuwaitization also, for Kuwait as well. There will be customer support, so that can also be done. So there's a dedicated team allotted to particular country, basically.
And this application has been done for how many years? I mean, they basically started.
This application, we were doing it from last 5 to 6 years, but full-fledgedly it has been started using from last 4 years. But we are into consulting from last 20 years. So basically, our company is into existence from last 20 years. But this system has come up in like last 5 years almost.
And you have clients from Malaysia?
We have clients in Singapore, Malaysia, like a lot of clients that we have out of India. We are working with University of Phoenix as well in Florida. University of Phoenix that you must have heard. So we have a team in Florida who sits and works with us from University of Phoenix, and there's a company called Kaplan. Kaplan also works with us. So with University of Phoenix, they are using it for basically for their level of exams, for the kind of level of exams that they have. So they are using it for that purpose. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Rajat.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, team. Thanks, everyone, for your precious time.
Any other questions? No, I think no. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Shamil.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.